Good morning, Dr. Vikram.
Good morning.
Today I welcome you,
Thank
and
you.
today we would like to know something about cancer.
Yeah.
As you know, Dr. Vikram, cancer is widely spread. Uh, we hear every time in newspapers, in media, that cancer is spreading widely all over the world, not only in India or nearby countries, all over the world, even in America and European countries. Everywhere people are going through, everyone has a relative or a close friend or somebody suffering from cancer, various kinds of cancer. And so today we would like to know something about how do you deal with cancer in Ayurveda. So my first question to you is, what are the causes of cancer?
Yeah, nowadays so many people they are suffering from cancers, different type of cancers. And life has changed a lot and people now they are running faster and faster and this is one of the major reasons. And modification in their diet also, this is another reason. And their lifestyle, diet and lack of sleep. There are three major reasons which I found that they can be the major reason for cancers of all types. Number one is the modification in the diet, changes in the diet, which nowadays I see people are consuming more packaged food, they are consuming more frozen food, they are consuming more pork, beef, and other non-vegetarian food, soft drinks, pizza, burger. They are using too many pesticides and they are using too many preservatives and chemicals to make those food items. And people they are now preferring to eat outside of their home, not at their home. Freshly made cooked food is not what they are using. They are consuming more fast food. So that is one of the reasons. Too much consumption of pork and beef and heavy non-vegetarian diet that leads to blockage of the channels. According to Ayurveda, Stroto avrodh is the main cause of cancer because strotos are the thin, very minute channels in the cells, and those channels, if they are blocked, they are not able to throw out the toxins from the body. So those toxins they accumulate, and in the process of throwing out the chemicals or toxins from the body, the cells they push and they divide and they become cancerous. So this is moreover many people they consume pork and beef, and that blocks the channels, and that is, as I told you, is a major cause of different type of cancers like stomach cancer, colon cancer, liver cancer. Alcohol is also one of the major reasons for liver cancer. Secondly, lack of sleep. People don't sleep, they don't have time to sleep, they sleep late at night, and sleep is the main way to for the body to heal the cells. The body doesn't get time to repair itself, so it is very important to sleep. And if you are sleeping peacefully and calmly, if you don't have any anxiety or stress, then sleep is beneficial. Basically people are sleeping but they are not able to have a sound sleep, and that is also leading to formation of cancers in the body. And disturbance of hormones, that is also because of stress and anxiety, the hormones are imbalanced, that leads to uterus cancer, ovarian cancer, breast cancer. So all these cancers are coming from the diet, lifestyle. And some cancers are genetic in nature, like in children there are Wilms tumor or some sarcoma of the bones. So we are not talking about those cancers in this at this moment, mainly about the lifestyle and diet related cancers and sleep. And these are the main causes of all type of cancers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my next query, I would like to know that according to Ayurveda, what are the top herbs that we normally recommend and we feel they are more effective in all kind of cancers?
As per Ayurveda, as I told you, it is very important to follow the natural lifestyle and use some cleansing methods to cleanse your, detoxify your body so that the cancer does not develop. So prevention is the best method. Secondly, if the cancer has already developed, Then there are certain herbs which are very effective to control the cancer cells, and they have been very well researched all over in different universities. They are very well researched that they are effective in cancer. For example, number one I give to turmeric. Turmeric is one of the best herbs. Curcuma longa is the Latin name. That is very good. I use it for all my cancer patients. Number two is Kachnar Google. I use Kachnar. Kachnar is a herb. The bark of the herb is used. It is called Bauhinia variegata in Latin. So Bauhinia variegata is very useful in cancer treatment, especially in Hodgkin lymphoma, in all lymphatic uh, tumors, non-Hodgkin lymphomas, and all other tumors where there is growth of some sort. In cyst also, ovarian cyst, ovarian tumors. And other than Kachnar Google, I use Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, the root of this herb contains natural steroids without any side effects. So it is Vidania somnifera is the Latin name. So it contains natural alkaloid Vidaferin A and Vidaferin B. They are very well researched for their role in the cancers, all sort of cancers. And I am using another plant, the resin of the plant. You know, there are very beautiful plants in nature which they have some gum coming out of them. So this is called Commiphora mucul. This Google is called Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, it is called Google, and Google gum extract I am using for my cancer patients. This Google grows in deserts in India, and Google is one of them. Another herb is Tulsi. Tulsi is basil, holy basil in English language, and yeah, the extract of that holy basil, Tulsi, Ossivum sanctum is the Latin name. So I'm using that herb also. Other than that, I'm using Chandraprabha Vati. It is classical Ayurvedic preparation I'm using in my cancer patients. Chandraprabha Vati is very good for prostate cancer, for general all sort of cancers, and for overall health. So I'm using the combination of six herbs, six different herbs, and joining them together, and I'm getting good results in all sort of cancers. Other than these, people are using other herbalists and other famous formulations for cancer. These are uh, wheatgrass, spirulina, grapeseed, graviola, and such herbs, baobab, even breza. I have seen here growing in the forest. Breza is Bhurj Patra in Sanskrit. The bark of that breza, it is growing in the Mediterranean region, Balkan region. Now I am in the Balkan area in Macedonia near Greece. So there is a forest. I saw so many breza trees. It's Betula utilis. The Latin name is Betula utilis. It is the national uh, tree of Finland. So the bark is very beautiful, and in ancient all Sanskrit verses were written on that bark. So it's the bark
Okay.
is like paper.
This is
That
real
is
good
wonderful
information. Yeah, yeah.
tree that can also be used for cancer patients. And other than these things which I told you, wheatgrass, spirulina, they can be used as a adjuvant to all the above mentioned herb like turmeric and kachnar. These adjuvants, they help the body to rejuvenate. They provide the necessary nutrients, vitamins and nutrition, because all the greens, they are rich in calcium, magnesium, iron, manganese. All the vitamins are required by the body to fight the cancer. So, and this is what are the different herbs which I would recommend.
Okay. And this is really good information, Dr. Vikram. Now, I would like to know, according to Ayurveda, a lot of stress is given on diet. Whenever we go through any kind of ailment, we need to have some particular diet to fight that disease and get rid of all kinds of
Yeah.
problems.
Diet has an important role in development of cancer, and so if we change our diet, then we can definitely fight cancers of all types, because there are nowadays there's so many hormones or chemicals or injections are used in different fields, and they put preservatives and chemicals to and pesticides in the different eatables, especially frozen food people are eating. So avoid all milk and milk products. This is number one. To get natural calcium, you can depend on green vegetables there is enough calcium in the green vegetables. So you can take green vegetables, salads and soups, vegetable soup. So that is good. And even wheatgrass juice is very good source of natural calcium and magnesium. And other than milk products, cheese and all sort of cheese. I would suggest don't consume cheeses, different type of cheeses. For your protein intake, you can depend on the sprouts, different sprouts like grains and seeds. You can make them sprouts and then you can consume. They are alkaline in nature. This is acidic in nature. So body needs alkaline media to kill the cancer cells. So see, that's why so many people nowadays saying consume sodium bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate. That is just because for making the body alkaline. So natural alkaline food should be consumed. Other than this, in the diet, I would suggest the most important part is cut down all the non-vegetarian food, all the pork, beef, hot dog, pizza, burgers, all those things they should be eliminated from your food. Freshly made food, homemade food should be given. Salads, vegetables, and soups. And freshly made fruit juices of apples are very good, grapes are good, all those natural fruits, peaches and pears, they are very good. Papaya is very good. Melons are very good because they detoxify the system. These food items, they are very heavy on the system. So these kind of, because they cause a blockage in the system, and that is why
Okay.
I won't recommend such food.
Okay. Dr. Vikram, what do you say about we hear a lot about cannabis and opium. So, what is the usage of these herbs in cancer?
Yeah, people are using hemp oil and this cannabis and different and even opium. Basically, they are okay for pain, not for particularly treatment of the cancer. They are fine for relieving of pain. Hemp oil, they can be given 1 or 2 drops, but it's only for pain, not specifically for cancer. So opium can is used is sometimes it is justified, sometimes it is not justified because it can cause addiction, and it is very
Okay.
difficult to get rid of that addiction. So the opium should not be used, and cannabis sometimes can be used for pain.
Okay. Otherwise, they don't cure cancer or.
Particularly, they have their natural things. There is not much research on them how they treat cancer, but hemp oil, some research is going on.
Okay. And what about the herbs that you have suggested, Dr. Vikram? Are they preventive measures, or they cure cancer, or what is the what do you would like to say that are they curative, completely eradicate, or just preventive, or for the maintenance of good life?
In many cases, they have been very successful in curing the disease. In so many cases in my life, I have seen these herbs like turmeric, the tulsi, and the combination of ashwagandha, gugul, kachnar gugul. They are very successful in treatment in initial stages. But they can be used for prevention of the cancer also. They can be used for the treatment of the, but they should be given in every cancer patient because they don't have any side effects. They are useful for all sort of cancer patients. So I have seen very good results in patients suffering from lung cancer, in sarcoma of different types, bone cancers, and liver cancers, and prostate and ovarian cancer, breast cancer, brain tumors. So all sort of cancer, they respond really well to use of herbs. These herbs can be given along with the ongoing treatments, ongoing treatment of chemotherapy, ongoing treatment of radiotherapy. I don't interfere what your doctor has suggested. If he has suggested go for chemotherapy, then you go. It is, you have to decide. But along with that chemotherapy, it is our common sense that we should switch over to natural diet. We should take something which is there in the nature to help you, and the research is available everywhere now that these herbs are really working well and providing support to the system, and they should be used. and the results are evident with the patient who are undergoing chemotherapy using these herbs. They tolerate the chemotherapy very well.
Okay.
Not only in the initial stages, but also in the final stages of cancer, they are very useful. They should be given to all patients.
Okay. And as you know that yoga and pranayam, they are part of Ayurveda. So what do you suggest that what kind of yoga or pranayama is recommended in cancer patients?
Yeah, it is prana is the life force. Prana is oxygen basically. It is the force which is making us alive. It is the reason why we are alive. Every single cell needs oxygen to run its business, to run its metabolism, right? So when we do breathing exercise, deep breathing exercises, we get a lot of vital energy in our body. So the so this Anulom Vilom, Bhastrika, and Kapalbhati. These pranayams should be done every day for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. So it is not very difficult. You can learn pranayama from other YouTube videos. You can see how to do Anulom Vilom, how to do Bhastrika, how to do this Kapalbhati pranayam.
Okay.
So you can learn all these. They should be done every day. And again, my message to all my viewers is you should lead a very healthy lifestyle. Try to balance the diet which you are eating. If you are eating non-vegetarian food, try to
Oh,
cut it down.
yes, Dr. Vikram, as you
Yes.
talk about diet, I want to ask you one thing more that we get a lot of information on the net about high protein diet for cancer patients, and we have seen that many people are using too much of seafood all over the world, and fish is highly recommended. So, what according to you in Ayurveda about the information being circulated all over about fish diet?
Yeah. Internet is basically a source of knowledge, full of opinions and full of views from different parts of the world. It is a kind of information library. You can just read different opinions and different views. But what I am telling you is opinion of Ayurveda, which is a knowledge base on how to sustain life, how to maintain life. So this knowledge is very important. According to Ayurveda, the fish which nowadays it is which is living near the seas. Basically, we catch the fish from the sea, and most of the cities they are getting drained in the sea. You drain the sewage of your city in the sea, especially in India, in South America, in other underdeveloped country, in Africa. Every single city in Egypt also, Cairo, I think so, and in Mumbai, in Calcutta. So all the sewerage is set out in the rivers, and all those rivers go into the sea, and all those fishes they eat the heavy. They are full of heavy metals. They eat the garbage, and then they are full of heavy metals, and then those heavy metal fishes they are filled with preservatives and chemicals and made into frozen food, and that is what you get in the market. So people from in America also they are eating imported fish from different countries like Vietnam, from Southeast Asia, and everywhere around the world. Now it is. So my opinion is the fish should be avoided in any way. All the non-vegetarian food should be avoided. In case for protein, I told you earlier, you can take that sprouts.
Okay.
And one more thing, for smoking patients, they should avoid smoking because people have suffering from lung cancer. They see in media there is no smoking, no smoking everywhere, but people are not following. Here in Europe, I see everybody smoking. They are living in a very beautiful land in Europe, but they are smoking and eating a lot of junk. So smoking should be avoided in any case. That is one more point I wanted to tell you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Vikram. Thank you for all this good information about cancer, and I hope that all my viewers of Planet Ayurveda they will enjoy it.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thanks a lot.